be able to check, those things that you possibly could have missed out on. So thank you again for signing up to present SEEA's virtual meet and greet. I will be your MC/host for today. I want this to really be fun. I want it to be fun. I want it to be engaging. So, bring your personalities with you. I want to see, this is a real presentation, y'all. This is like giving your elevator speech. You have 2 minutes and 2 slide presentations, which I know it was so hard for all of you to fit in everything that you're doing in 2 slides, but we appreciate you guys working to get that done. I know Sarah definitely does, because she's the one that put it all together. Thank you to Sarah for helping getting all this coordinated for us. And thanks to our SEEA team and staff that are here today to help us with the breakout. So just a real quick run of show, just to let you know what we're going to be doing. We're going to start off here with our presentations. You all received the presentation order. Then we're going to do a really quick less than 5-minute survey. I just want to check and get a pulse on you guys, see what you're up to, see if you enjoy this kind of format. We're going to do some breakouts, and we're going to talk a little bit about what you'd like to see from SEEA in 2022. We'll come back and then we'll do a final Q&A. Oh, I forgot. Yes, we'll also do a Q&A after you all present, just in case anyone has any questions for each other and about each other's business. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. And so if we're ready, the very first presenter that we have today is Mr. Scott Allen Davis with SEAL. So Scott, take it away. You have your 2 minutes.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody. I'm very excited to be here. This is my first SEEA meeting, not SEAL's first, but my first. I'm in a newer role. I am the Director of Energy, Access, and Equity at SEAL. And in this new role, I'm responsible for our internal and external diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as justice, energy justice work, and also business development. So I'm excited to share this and meet some of you today. Some of you I'm sure I have met before. So I'm ready to go. There it is. Okay, so I'm excited to share with you SEAL today. This is our overview of capabilities. One of the things that I love really about who we are, and to Pam's earlier point, how the pandemic has changed companies, our little wheel there is outdated. We probably need to add about 6 things on there that I will try to touch on that we've added over the past 18 to 24 months. But we really provide collaborative turnkey services for programs, and we will do any kind of program. We're very agile and flexible. One of the things that we do is focus very genuinely on customer and client service and access. We are masterful at engaging hard to reach customers and clients. That's one of the things that we do well, and how we connect. We are connectors and collaborators, so it works for us. We have a strong commitment to the local communities that we service, and that's one of the reasons why we're able to engage hard to reach communities, because we do make that commitment. Again, we are effective at collaborations and partnerships, so we love to partner and collaborate with the right people. And in this industry, it's very important to keep that in mind, with the right people and understanding how to partner and what partnerships look like. We provide collaborative turnkey services and programs. And so these are some of the types of services that we do. We were established in 2009. We are a 100% disabled veteran business, as well as minority-owned business. We are part of a family of companies, and we really believe in meeting metrics and doing things that we have to do. So that's who we are. We can go to the next slide. I don't know how much time I have left, but these are the things that we do. We are a training center, so we do BPI training, amongst other things. We have what we call MCL Jasco University. So we are part of the MCL Jasco family of companies. And so there are tons of trainings that we're able to do. Some of the new things that we have is our diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice work. As I mentioned, also renewable energy stuff is new for us, as well as workforce development and planning, something very new for the work that we are bringing to the table and excited about. One last plug before I get done. We do have a webinar this Thursday. I'm so excited about it. It's our last one of the year. It is Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in Action, and I get to host it with 4 amazing and diverse women to hear voices on what is working in our industry for this work. So if that's something you're interested in, you can go to our website, which is right there, www.seellc.com, and you can log in there. Thank you. I hope that was less than 2 minutes.
It wasn't. You were like 32 seconds over, but great. No, that was wonderful. Thank you, Scott. I know that you did really well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for SEAL for being a member of SEEA. We appreciate all of your work. And thank you for presenting. Next up, we have Matt Minrick with AESC. Matt, I am going to turn it over to you.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Matt Minerich, and I'm a program manager with AESC located in Charlotte, North Carolina. I really appreciate the opportunity to interact with you all today and tell you a little bit about AESC. If you'll go to the next slide, please. And maybe one more. Thank you. So AESC is an energy consultancy, and we're primarily focused on energy engineering, software development, and program implementation. We have deep expertise in energy efficiency, renewable generation, and energy storage, and how to tie all those pieces together. We've been doing work up and down the West Coast since 1994, so that's what, 27 years now? And our long history of providing excellence to our clients out west opened the door for us to expand into the Southeast, where my team has been since 2014. I'd like to call attention to a few noteworthy areas of experience that I think really differentiate AESC. First, I would say our engineering calculation experience. We both develop and review energy savings calculations for some of the largest utilities and end users in the country, and have been doing so for many years. Second, our wastewater process optimization practice. We work with wastewater agencies across the country to help improve their process, to not only save energy, but also better manage their resources and improve reliability. Third, our electric vehicle charging infrastructure experience. We develop EV charging infrastructure roadmaps at both the state and local levels, and also do the engineering work to support EV charging station construction and installation. And lastly, we have a software platform called Praxis, which is a really easy to use and accurate tool to model energy savings, and it's currently used by several large utilities and end users. Sarah, if you could go to the next slide, please. Here's a partial list of our clients. We work with everyone from large investor-owned utilities to small private companies. You know, 2 of AESC's core values are to deliver excellence and be accountable. And when I look at this list of clients, you know, I realized 2 things. First, many of our relationships date back to the very beginning of AESC. And 2, not all, but a lot of those relationships began with a somewhat smaller contract amount. But because AESC consistently delivered on those core values of delivering excellence and accountability, those relationships have really grown into lasting partnerships that span many years with much additional work and responsibility awarded to AESC over the years. And I'll conclude with that. I really appreciate the opportunity to tell you a little bit about AESC. Please feel free to reach out to me to chat if you'd like to. Thanks.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you to AESC for being members of SEEA. I see we're trending about the same amount of time here, so not too bad, not too shabby. You guys are doing excellent. Thank you. And I just realized that I failed to mention who I was. Just in case some of you don't know me, I am Pamela Fan. I am the Director of Membership and Diversity Integration for SEEA. I do this all the time. Every time I present, I forget to mention who I am. So for those of you who are interested in SEEA membership, if you're interested in talking about diversity, inclusion, and integration, I'm your girl. Reach out to me. All right, with that, next up, we have Jeff Meng with PIMA. Jeff, take it away.
Thank you, Pamela. So I'm Jeff Meng, and I'm the policy consultant for the Polyisocyanurate Insulation Manufacturers Association, quite a mouthful, PIMA. And I work primarily on state and federal policy development. And a lot of that work is building energy codes. So I think I can dive in now. PEMA is the trade association for manufacturers of rigid polyiso foam insulation. This polyiso is used in all over the building. You know, it's used in roofs, walls, in both commercial and residential buildings. But the primary market for polyiso, it's the number one insulation used in low slope commercial roofs. So because of that, PEMA members are deeply involved in the commercial roof replacement market, and we closely monitor building energy code development and compliance in that area. Envelope improvements, and this is both for for the replacement, it's polyiso is used in both new construction, and it's the number one insulation for roof replacements as well. Envelope improvements can have a large impact on existing building energy efficiency. And this is through both the improvement in the thermal performance itself and in the future equipment downsizing that is made possible by the reduction in heating and cooling loads. Roof coverings eventually wear out, and they must be replaced about every 15 to 20 years. And this is an opportunity to cost effectively add insulation along with the new roof covering. In fact, roof replacements are identified for this purpose by DOE's Better Buildings Initiative, and it's also a code requirement. However, this opportunity is often overlooked, and energy code compliance, as many of you know, compliance for roof replacements as well as other common building alterations is very low. So PEMA recently commissioned ICF International to quantify the energy. Oh, you mind? And we can go to the next slide, please. Thanks. So PEMA recently commissioned ICF International to quantify the energy and carbon savings of energy code compliant roof replacements. ICF's report shows the savings from roof replacements for 4 building types in climate zones 2 through 6. The energy savings reported range from 2% to 12%, depending on the building type and the climate zone. For example, a typical primary school in Atlanta would see a 6% savings and a cumulative energy cost savings of $227,000. And the report shows that code compliant roof replacements are life cycle cost effective under a range of very conservative assumptions regarding costs and discount rates. So PEMA hopes that the ICF report will encourage local jurisdictions to develop more resources towards, or to devote more resources towards code compliance and enforcement, especially for building alterations. The ICF report can also serve as a technical resource for SEEA and other RIOs and working with state and local jurisdictions. That's all I have.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Okay.
Important information to know as well, because I know many states are now starting to funnel in dollars towards retrofitting schools and larger buildings. And so this is a great resource for many of you. So thank you very, very much, Jeff. And thanks for presenting for us today.
Yeah, if I could add just a little bit on that, little tidbit on that, under the infrastructure bill, there is $500 million for school energy efficiency upgrades. It goes both the buildings and transportation infrastructure for the schools. So yes, there's going to be a lot of money.
There's going to be a lot of work out there. So you guys, Yes, thank you so much, Jeff. Y'all pay attention to that. There's going to be a lot of work out there for these type of retrofits. So, you know, Jeff's information is there. If you have any questions, reach out to him, as well as the resources. And again, we will have this recorded, so you can go back and check these resources as well on our website. Thank you so much, Jeff. Next up, we have Mary Shoemaker with ACEEE. Mary, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Shoemaker. I am on ACEE's state policy team. And today I'm going to talk to you a bit about our rural energy efficiency work, as well as a new resource we have for state and local government partners. Next slide, please. A lot of our work recently has revolved around rural energy efficiency. We found that energy burdens are higher for rural households than their metropolitan counterparts. And so a lot of our work in this space really seeks to lower those energy burdens through energy efficiency. We have a variety of focus areas on this front that I've listed on this slide, and I'm only going to touch on a couple right now. One is around outreach around federal funding opportunities for rural communities for climate mitigation projects. We're going to start this work in the Midwest, but we would love to work on it across the country. And I know Cyrus is already doing a lot of great work on this front in the Southeast. We also, on an ongoing basis, have funding to provide technical assistance to state and local governments and utility partners around rural energy efficiency program and policy design. So please reach out if we can be a resource to you. And the last thing I'll mention is that we are providing comments and doing an analysis on the proposed federal energy standard for manufactured housing. Next slide. We also just released a resource last month for state and local government officials, as well as their program delivery partners, to highlight a few examples of what we call ready to go energy efficiency and transportation programs that we see as viable for supporting with federal funding. So I hope you'll take a look at this report, and we have a webinar on it this Thursday that I will paste a link to in the chat. I think I'm right at 2 minutes, so I'll stop there. Thanks so much.
Actually, Mary, you were a little under 2 minutes because I didn't start until after you guys do your introductions. So you were great. So far, Mary gets the star of the shortest presentation. One thing I can say that I heard you say is funding. You guys, ACEEE funds projects. If you did not know that.
Actually, a correction there, sorry. I meant to say we have funding to cover technical support to partners. So we do not make direct grants. So we can support you in the gift of our time.
There you go. Technical support. So funding for technical support. So make sure that if that is something that is within your wheelhouse, that you reach out to ACEEE and have a discussion about that. You know, technical support is going to be increasingly, more looked at in these upcoming years, with these dollars being spent, federal dollars coming down as well. So, there is a highlight on technical support here. So yes, reach out to ACEEE if you have any questions. Thank you so much, Mary. Check the chat for her information there in ACEE's upcoming webinar. Next up, we have Mel Claus with AEE. Mel, you ready? Take it away.
Sure, yeah. Well, my name is Mel. I am the membership director with AEE. We are new to SEEA, and I'm also new to the energy industry. So hi, everyone. It's very great to meet you all. With AEE, we are here to help you educate, certify, and further advance the skills of your teams with training and professional certification programs. We recently released a new mission and vision statement, so that'll give you a little bit of insight if you're not familiar with us. Our mission is to shape the future of the energy industry through networking, energy awareness, education, training, professional certification, and recognition. And our vision is to lead the global energy community to meet the challenges of a clean and sustainable future. We will be hosting our AE World Energy Conference in September of 2022 in Atlanta, which will be a big celebration for our 45th anniversary. So I invite you all to reach out to me if you'd like to be involved in our community. That's it for me.
Okay, so yeah, you beat Mary's record. Thank you so much, Mel, and thank you to AEE for being members of SEEA. We're glad to have you as new members of SEEA. So if any of you guys need that technical support, technical expertise, education, training, please, by all means, reach out to Mel. Take a look at AEE's website. They do some amazing work. I was very impressed. So yes, please reach out to them if you have any questions and support needs. All right, next up, Stanford. It is you with clear results. I turn it over to you, sir.
Thanks, Pam. Good morning, everyone. My name is Stanford Wiley, Vice President of Business Development here at Clear Result. I'm based in Houston, Texas. I recently joined SEEA just this year, and I'm thrilled to be sharing with you today. Next slide, please. You may be asking, who's Clear Result? We're energy efficiency experts. Our people work every day to make sure more sustainable, affordable, and accessible energy is applied to everyone. We partner with local utilities, businesses, contractors, and communities across North America to tackle tomorrow's energy challenges today. We're headquartered in Austin, Texas. We have offices, remote workers, and a diverse network of energy experts spread throughout the US and Canada. Our deep local roots and commitment to community keeps us connected to what matters, which is you. We integrate diversity, equity, and inclusion into everything we do. We're also a proud portfolio member of the RISE Fund, a global impact fund led by private equity firm TPG. To put it bluntly, our people power our success. We have 2,400 plus employees, strong, best-in-class experts across the customer journey. Over 200 technology experts, 100 plus marketing experts, and even more local members in the field. Clear Result continuously strives as a company to align with customers' focus on diversity. One of such outcomes is the development and establishment of a robust supplier diversity program in 2016, which has allowed us to build the largest diverse partner and trade ally base in the utility industry. We're fully committed and intentional in ensuring supplier diversity. Our company's culture demands that we live diversity and inclusion here at Clear Result. Our suppliers are fully represented by the minority-owned, women-owned, veteran-owned, LGBTQ-owned, service-disabled veteran-owned, and small business classifications. We have achieved over $134 million in spend through diverse suppliers over the last 5.5 years. And currently, we're looking to forecast $40 million in 2021. Despite all of this success, we have not rested on our laurels. Diversity, inclusion, and equity are part of our DNA. Internally, we support 5 diversity and equity groups with another 4 planned for the near future. Next slide, please. There it is. So what are we excited about? We're a customer-centric company, which means what? We're more so about problem solving with solutions instead of a product-based firm. Our industry faces problems such as high carbon production, high energy costs to consumers, increased customer demand, low awareness among those in need, and need for additional power plants. Practice makes improvement, not necessarily perfect. To protect our planet from environmental erosion, we focus on 6 transformative practices to change how people use energy, and you see those there on the left. With 20 plus years of driving down energy usage by supporting utilities, we are also expanding our impact with direct to business practices. We're getting ahead of the market by ensuring tested equipment and workforce development. In this digital age, a strong platform to build transition is key. To tie it all together, we kept the end user in front and center as we built our products. The platform of choice is Clear Result Atlas. In closing, because I know I'm probably over my 2 minutes, as the light begins to reach critical mass across the continent, our goal is to usher in new measures with our clients as energy experts and assist them with the forthcoming energy transition. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stanford, and thank Clear Results for being a member and always supporting SEEA. And welcome to SEEA. Like, hopefully we will continue to show you a great experience here. You will enjoy working with us and also with our other members here that you will meet today. I see a couple of things going on in the chat. Please feel free to continue to put information in the chat for others to either get in touch with you, or if you have any messaging or quick questions for anyone. We will get to a Q&A after all the presentations are done, but yes, please continue to use the chat as you like. So next up, we actually have David Gelman with VEIC. David, take it away.
Thanks, Pamela. How you doing this morning, everybody? I'm Dave Gelman from VEIC, where I'm a business development manager located in Virginia. VEIC is a 35-year-old mission-driven nonprofit focused on reducing greenhouse gases and improving energy equity. And you can go ahead and bring up my slide if you can, Sarah. Many of you may know us by our formal name, in 4 states, several Canadian provinces, and even a few countries overseas. We have staff Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, Midwest, California, and even Hawaii. Our efforts cover the full span of programs, from concept through implementation, taking into account technical, policy, equity, and other issues. We do both conventional consulting as well as third-party implementation. 2 areas I think you'll be particularly interested in are energy efficiency and clean transportation. For energy efficiency, we focus on building decarbonization as well as the and with American Municipal Power.
I'm sorry, one second, David. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you're going out a little bit. So it might be good if you turn your video off.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, and maybe you're just so we can hear your voice. All right, great. Okay. Please continue. Sorry.
Okay. Let's see. We work on advanced technologies like zero energy modular construction, including teaming it with solar. Under clean transportation, we emphasize transportation electrification, particularly implementation and evaluation of support for light duty, medium duty, heavy duty EVs, from cars all the way up through school and transit buses. We do fleet studies and EV adoption programs, educating consumers to increase adoption, and EV program design, including equity and rural dealer programs. Here we also work with innovative approaches like our project involving a solar storage microgrid to support electric bus charging for Martha's Vineyard Transit. Thanks a lot for the opportunity today, Pam, and hopefully I came in under 2 minutes.
You did quite well. Actually, had I not interrupted you, you would have been well under 2 minutes. Hopefully you'll join us back on camera. Thank you so much. VEIC does some really great work. Thank you guys for, again, also being a member of SEEA and always being a supporter of our work here and always helping us as well. So we know that we really appreciate you all for all of the work that you do. Thank you, David. And next up, we have Tammy Agard with eUtility. Tammy, if you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Pam. Good morning, everybody. I am Tammy Agard. I am a co-founder and CEO of eUtility. We are a B Corporation recently relocated to Kansas City, Missouri. Next slide. So eUtility does one thing. I'll just talk about that. We operate and have the intention to scale the pay-as-you-save program. Pay-as-you-save, if you're not familiar, is absolutely an all-inclusive utility investment program. And we are actively working PAYS programs in the energy and the water space. Next slide, please. So just a real fast, high level. PAYS versus loans or commercial PACE. These types of programs are all a little different. It's a lot to get in such a short amount of time, but real quickly, the utility company invests on the customer side of the meter in a PAYS program. So they're investing in the location, not in the occupant. The payback to the utility is tied to the meter location, so it survives renter changes or owner changes. It's available to all utility customers, so it matters not if you're residential, small commercial, large commercial, multifamily. If you're a utility customer, you quote unquote qualify for a PAYS investment. It automatically transfers with notice. There's no does the next person have to pass a credit check or anything like that? It's just simply, again, tied to the meter location. There is a disconnection for payment that just applies the same as the utility's current rules do. So there's no additional requirement of a PAYS program for disconnection. It's just literally part of your utility bill. However, as a participant in a PAYS program, your utility bill is lower than it would have been had you not decided to participate in a PAYS program on an annual basis. So next slide. We are actively focused on scaling PAYS, have been, especially for the last couple of years, taking sort of advantage of a little bit of downtime for the pandemic. And so I want to show you there on the left, the dark blue areas are where we are working with active PAYS programs. The light blue areas are where we are in various stages of diligence with utilities in those places. I really want to announce today, for those that I just want to give you a quick update on our ramp up to scale. We purchased the exclusive license to operate the PAYS system using the PAYS IP. We did that in early 2021 so that we could remove the upfront cost to the PAYS IP. In exchange for that, we are reaching out to co-operate PAYS with other program operators across the country. I'll mention who those folks are so far in just a second. But in addition to purchasing the exclusive license to the PAYS IP, we also completed our 3 or 4 year investment of time and money into PAYSport and PAYSport Go, which is our digital platform and app, data collection app, that will allow us to partner, and this is the big news, to partner with other program operators across the country in order to scale PAYS to the masses in a timely manner. And so far, I'm happy to report that we have inked an agreement to co-deliver PAYS with Slipstream. And also we are in late stage contract negotiations with both Clear Result and ICF, who all 3 of us will be reaching out and operating PAYS with a variety of utilities in 2022 and onward. So that is our focus going forward. Our work in Missouri right now is phenomenal. Missouri will be the first state in the country where every IOU in the state of Missouri within the next year will be operating. We will be operating a PAYS program for. So really excited for that opportunity. Thank you much.
Thank you, Tammy. We absolutely love the PAYS program. So any of you guys interested in speaking with Tammy on that, please reach out to her. Next up, I'm going to keep moving along here. We have Aaron Burnt with Google. Aaron, great to see you. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. Aaron Burnt. I head up our energy industry partnerships team here at Google. Been with the company for about 6 years, and before that was running energy efficiency programs at PG&E. So we can go next slide. At our core, Nest makes saving energy easy for our customers, saving 10 to 15% on heating and cooling, but can also provide kW for electric demand response or therms for gas demand response. We have programs with over 80 utilities all across the country, helping customers either reduce or shift their energy use. The way we go to market supporting our utility programs is through their partners. So primarily through program implementers, marketplace partners, and DR aggregators. So we have a whole bunch of programs that can be as simple as smart thermostat rebate programs on marketplaces, but then we also support a wide variety of direct install programs, whether it's energy efficiency direct install programs, DR direct install programs, single family, multifamily, and including low to moderate income, where we have a LMI SKU at a much lower price point in particular. We've always had a strong focus on our customer experience of building great products. And because of that, we can help accelerate customer recruitment into your programs. Next slide. And most recently, we launched a new service for the Nest thermostat called Nest Renew that makes it easy to support clean energy right from your home, enabling additional energy savings features for the thermostat, but also making it easy to offset your usage with clean energy. Nest Renew for our utility programs will also provide a whole new channel to recruit customers into their DR program. but it also provides new features like time of use capabilities. So if you're designing programs for your utility clients and they're looking for time of use solutions, feel free to reach out. We'd love to figure out how we can help support. And that's it. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Aaron. We appreciate you guys always being a strong supporter of SEEA and our work. And thank you for being a member of SEEA, but great work that Google is doing there as well. Next up, we have Nathan Holder with Advanced Energy. Nathan, if you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Yes, I'm ready. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nathan Holder, and I'm an account manager at Advanced Energy. And Advanced Energy is a nonprofit energy engineering consulting firm that was created by the North Carolina Utilities Commission in 1980. So we'll go to the next slide. So our technical expertise is the centerpiece of our business, where we develop and deliver various projects for our clients. We organize our technical expertise across these 5 markets that I have pictured here that I'll go through real quick. In the renewables market, we offer independent engineering services for large-scale renewable energy and battery storage projects to ensure that they are installed to quality construction standards, provide optimal performance, and can be maintained for safe and reliable operation. Next, for the commercial and industrial market, we help building owners and manufacturers save energy and money by making their facilities and production processes more efficient. In the motors and drives market, our engineers provide electric motor testing and certification services in our internationally accredited test lab. For electric transportation, we are working to encourage electric vehicle adoption and partnering with utilities to assist with their electric vehicle efforts. And finally, in residential, we are working to ensure that new and existing homes are healthy, safe, affordable, comfortable, durable, energy efficient, and environmentally responsible. Next slide. So our vision is to ensure that energy is clean, affordable, reliable, efficient, and safe for all people. And to get to our vision, and I also like to refer to it as like our end goal, we look to our mission statement, or what we practice daily, is to provide economic, environmental, and societal benefits through innovative and practical approaches to energy issues. So in the years ahead, Advanced Energy will continue to work towards its formal vision by focusing our technical expertise on current market drivers in the energy industry. In closing, I just want to say Advanced Energy is well prepared to continue bringing together a diverse stakeholder group to focus on innovative and practical approaches to energy issues as the world transitions to a cleaner and brighter energy future. That's it.
Thank you so much, Nathan. And thank you to Advanced Energy for, again, always being a huge supporter of SEEA and being a great member. But thank you. If anyone has any questions for Nathan, please reach out to him. And again, we are recording this information. You'll be able to find it on our website. And if you have, we'll have a short time for some Q&A after all of the presenters go. So thank you, Nathan. Next up, we have Arlene Brown with NCSEA. I always get the NCSEA. I'm always thinking SEEA when I hear that, but NCSEA, Arlene, if you are ready, please take it away.
I am ready. And Pam, you're not the only one. When people hear NCSEA, they want to say NCSEA. And we're like, we're partners, but we got to make the differentiation. Hey, y'all, I am Arlene Brown. I took a hiatus from the energy world back in 2018, and I am back. So it's nice to see some familiar faces. And I have reemerged at the North Carolina Sustainable Energy Association as the manager of membership and engagement for our 500 members. So with that, I'll get into who NCSEA is. We are a 501c3 nonprofit that is a powerhouse in policy, y'all. We were founded back in 1978 in regards to or in response to the oil crisis. And our founders decided that they wanted to create a clean energy membership advocacy organization to really meet the response and to help better NC's energy economy. So you all can read our mission here on the slide, but our goal is really to cultivate and create a robust clean energy ecosystem that unifies all of its beneficiaries and all of its stakeholders. And those entities, those beneficiaries, those stakeholders are listed as consumers. We've got clean energy industry stakeholders as well, independent producers, and electric and gas utilities. So you now know who we serve, but you probably want to know a little bit about where we work and how we work. There we go. All right, so where we work is in clean energy markets and with consumers. I'll go through some of the programs that are listed here as well. We work with state and local governments, the NC Utilities Commission. We work inside of creating proof of concepts because we are an evidence-based policy organization. We've got data, but we need to make sure it's good data, right, that we can use. And we also work inside strategy, pulling all of those stakeholders together and convening sector groups to make sure that what we're advocating for really does create an accessible, affordable, clean energy ecosystem for all of us. So what you all see listed here is some of the programs we're working with or working inside of, and you all probably are partners as well, some of you here, where we're working with WEP in terms of energy efficiency and utility solutions. We have recently merged as of July with NCBPA, and we have acquired about 180 some odd members. So now we have fuller representation to support all of our different sectors. Again, we also use data to improve our outreach initiatives, and we all welcome you to come aboard if you're not, to be a part of this 500 member and growing organization. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Arlene. And we also, again, appreciate your support and membership with SEEA and our collaborations as well. So thank you very much, Arlene. Next up, we have Yash with Wilden. Yash, are you there? And if so, take it away.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Yash Kanapati. I'm an energy efficiency program manager with Wilden, based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Next slide, please. Next one. So Wilden is a national energy services and professional engineering firm. We were founded about 57 years ago in California. We're also publicly traded, and throughout the country, we work with over 90 utilities implementing 100+ programs. The map shows just an overview of where some of our offices are located. We do have 60+ offices. And in the Southeast, we have a presence in North Carolina. We have offices in Raleigh and Charlotte. And we work with Duke Energy in North Carolina, and recently won a contract with Santee Cooper in South Carolina. So as part of our engineering services stuff, some of the things that we offer, in addition to implementing utility programs, is sustainability planning, direct install programs, performance engineering, and also things such as smart cities and microgrids. Next slide, please. So Wilden spent the last decade in acquisition and organic growth. The chart on this slide shows the different companies that are now a part of Wilden. Each group that was acquired, they bring in deep expertise in their respective areas, such as industrial, new construction, performance contracting, electrification planning. I myself, I'm a part of the new construction group at Wilden, and here in the Southeast, we implement a new construction design assistance offering called SEEA. And we also have an offering for the existing building site called virtual energy assessments. Next slide, please. And this slide shows an example of the different customer groups that we work with. So here in the Southeast, I mentioned we work with Duke Energy and Santee Cooper. So on the existing building side, we work with a lot of small businesses through our small business energy efficiency program. Multifamily projects are now becoming a big part of the work that we do. We also work closely with universities, municipalities, schools, and hospitals in North and South Carolina through our design assistance and virtual energy assessment offering. Yeah, and that's my presentation. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about design assistance, or if you're a contractor that want to partner with us on small business side, feel free to reach out. Thanks.
Thank you, Yash. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And thank you to Wilden for being such a great member of SEEA as well. And reach out to Yash, of course, if you have any questions. Next up, Marcus Brummer with Skill Demand. Marcus, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marcus Brummer. I am Vice President of Strategic Business Expansion and Business Development for Skill Demand Energy. I am brand new to the energy sector, just having joined Skill Demand in October of this year, coming from the commercial construction arena. And this is, of course, my first SEEA meeting. So I'm really glad to be here and look forward to learning more about all of your companies and you learning more about Skill Demand and seeing where we might have some strategic partnerships. Next slide. Skill Demand Energy, formerly known as TES Global, is a minority-owned and operated energy services and management firm based in Carmel, Indiana, with offices in Georgia, Illinois, Michigan, and New Jersey. In 2019, we became a part of the ST Logix family of companies. And as such, we also have a technology arm, RadQ, a talent acquisition arm, Skill Demand Talent, and a workforce development arm, HireSource. As a result of these varied and strategically aligned internal resources, we're able to offer a vast array of energy efficient solutions and services. Next slide, please. We specialize in providing a full spectrum of energy efficiency services for utilities, corporations, government entities working in the residential, commercial, industrial, and institutional markets. Our demand side management services include program management and design, program implementation, program evaluation, field support services, program administration, and energy and alternative energy solutions. We also offer a robust incentivized savings program, which closely mirrors the trade ally programs that you're all very familiar with. Through this program, we provide energy audits to small and large businesses, then suggest energy efficiency solutions by coordinating rebates from the utility companies to offset the customer's cost of upgrading their energy providing equipment. We then provide and or manage the installation of these energy efficiency measures. We're currently offering this program in our Indiana, Michigan, and New Jersey offices. We'll soon be bringing, this program to our Georgia office, as well as opening an office in the Carolinas and throughout California by the end of the second quarter of next year. We're also expanding our footprint in the EV charging, as well as alternative energy solutions, specifically solar and wind. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free to reach out to me. I will put my contact information in the chat, and I look forward again to meeting all of you and seeing where we can find synergies. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marcus. I'm so excited to hear that Skill Demand is opening an office here in Georgia as well. So you guys are doing some really great work. Yes, if you guys have any questions at all for Marcus, please reach out to him or any opportunities for collaboration. Thank you, Marcus. Next up, we have Elizabeth Freeman with Resource Innovations. Good morning, Elizabeth. Take it away.
Hi, everybody. I am Elizabeth Freeman with Resource Innovations. And first, I want to say thank you to SEEA to hosting this and happy holidays to everyone. It is the beginning of the season, which is my favorite season because we all slow down a little bit and focus more on things like this and getting to know each other and people, which is what really matters. So if we go to the next slide, I'm going to talk about you can go to the next one more. Resource Innovations, who many of you may not know, we as an organization have been involved with SEEA for quite some time. We were formerly Nexent, and many of you may know Nexent. Nexent is a heavy commercially focused engineering company that does a bunch of things. I mean, we do software, we do strategy and planning, and we do program implementation. We provide hedge congestion risks in constrained markets for 4 of the 7 ISOs. And we have worked in all the states that SEEA operates in except for Louisiana. So I will be coming for Louisiana I will be spending some time in New Orleans. That I think I lucked out in that case. Like I mentioned, we are heavy engineers. We have 80 engineers on staff. We operate across the country. We have business operations in Cary, Atlanta, and Jacksonville, Florida. And we have worked with SEEA a long time and are proud of it. If you could go to the next slide. In April of this year, we merged with and became part of Resource Innovations. BV, which is a venture capital firm out of Boston, invested in both companies, and we became one under the Resource Innovations brand. And if Nexent was, and I do think that they were a powerhouse when it comes to commercial and engineering, Resource Innovation brought with it tremendous vision. You can't really talk about Resource Innovations without talking about Lauren Casantini, who's our CEO. She's been around the industry a very long time. Her initial company, Resource Solutions Group, was acquired by ClearResult, and she worked there for many years, but left because it felt like there needed to be different impact within the market, focusing on climate change, equity and energy, industry innovation, and company scale and impact. And so she started her own company, which a few years later merged with Nexent. And we are really focused on, we are a mission-driven organization. Equity is part of our DNA. We are women-led. We have a women-led board. And we have metrics for ourselves internally that will allow us to walk the talk as we talk about diversity. It is also something that we integrate into all of our program design. So it's something that is part of our organization. Innovation is incredibly important. With engineers, we have the ability to solve just about any problem. We work across energy efficiency and distributed energy resources. And then these are the three primary areas that we work: program services, consulting, and software services. We provide software at the transmission level, the grid level, and at the energy efficiency demand side management level, and have done portfolio planning and evaluation across the Southeast, as well as run many programs. So we are always looking. The other thing that Resource Innovations brought was strong residential quals. But we are always looking to work with other people when it makes sense. So again, thank you, Pam, for putting this together. I've been jotting down notes all morning, I've learned a bunch of things, and excited to be here and excited to be part of SEEA.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And yes, Nexent as well as Resource Innovations have been strong supporters of SEEA. We appreciate your membership. And thank you, Elizabeth. Next up, we have Rayohi with Daikin. So Rayohi, if you're available and you're ready, take it away.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Ryohei Hinokuma, and I'm the Director of Market Transformation Advocacy for Daikin. So today I'd like to give you guys a quick overview of who Daikin is and what our expertise is, and also our corporate direction. Next slide, please. And next step. Okay, so Daikin is the global largest HVAC manufacturer with annual revenue of approximately $23 billion, and we have a sizable scale of business in the US in billions. And it's our headquarters global direction that we do our absolute best to pursue building electrification and building decarbonization. We have 2050 carbon neutral goal as well. And beside our air conditioning business, HVAC business, we do also manufacture low GWP refrigerant called R32. Next slide, please. And given we are a group of energy efficiency experts, I would like to skip explaining heat pumps and refrigerant, low GWP refrigerant. But I would like to spend a little time on variable speed technologies. So in the US, I'm sure all of you guys recall when HVAC turns on, it blasts air very noisy. The variable speed compressor technology let its compressor adjust the speed and provide cooling and heating at the minimum energy consumption. So given using car analogy, the typical single speed HVAC in the United States is like a car that lets you press on gas all the way or no gas at all. And obviously that will lead to a very bad fuel economy. And variable speed technology lets you adjust the speed of compressor for car, basically the speed of motor, and that will, unsurprisingly, improve the fuel economy of cars. So that's what variable speed technology is, and that's our expertise. And we are trying to, it's still considered new here, but we're trying to expand the market adoption of such technology. Next slide, please. Though it's new here, it is become a sort of a standard technology elsewhere, especially in the past 10 years. In Japan, it's 100% variable speed heat pumps already. In China, in the past 10 years or so, the portion of variable speed heat pumps, it has dramatically increased from 7% in 2009, now over 80%, given that number is from 2018. And the same happened in Europe. So again, we are hoping that this technology becomes more common, which will contribute to building decarbonization significantly. And the next slide, please, the last one. And we do also realize that in the US, many end users do value having great design and great UI UX small thermostats, just like how Aaron gave us data about Nest. And we do have small thermostats here, and this is the only small thermostats that control variable speed heat pumps in the US. And the thermostats connect with all of our HVAC equipment. So this concludes my presentation, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rohi, and great information and great discussion about heat pumps. And I know that many of us have been having that discussion for a while now. So thank you for enlightening us and showing us this information. Of course, if anyone has any additional questions, please reach out to Rohi with Daikin, and he's happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, I'll post my email in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you. Next up, we have Jamila with Oracle. Jamila, take it away.
Hey, everybody. Happy to be here. So I work in product strategy at Oracle. So good to see you all, and I actually see a couple of familiar names. So I actually came from the utility sector before joining Oracle this year. And I'm excited to share about what we're working on specifically for low-income customers or limited income customers. So you can take it to the next slide. Or take it to the next one. Let's see. So as you all, many of you are aware, because I've heard a lot talk about equities since I've been listening, low income customers are really having a challenge right now, specifically around COVID. Even before COVID, if you think about low income customers, over 97 million Americans live below 200% of the federal poverty level. And then you even think about in low income households, 5 times more of their budget goes towards energy bills. So we actually interviewed low income customers as well as talking to our utility partners. And we surfaced 3 major pain points when it comes to serving low income customers. One of those is finding low income customers, reaching them, and then also enrolling them in those energy efficient programs as well as financial assistance programs. So we took all of this information and all our research and developed a solution to actually find, reach, and enroll those limited income customers in those energy efficient programs. So how does this work? So finding those customers, there's no magic data set to find low income customers. You may think, we may just need to look at their household income, but it's a lot more than that. There's no perfect data set. So we take lots of different data sets. We take a layered approach to that data to accurately identify those customers. and then reaching those customers. So we developed a solution that automatically offers a low-income customer with the rate opportunity at the right time. So whether it's a LAHEAP application, because LAHEAP is, has open enrollment, or if it's an energy efficient program that the utility wants to promote, we offer that to the low income customer. And then we make the enrollment process easy and seamless with just a few clicks to start that enrollment to get them into those programs. Next slide. And so I'll talk a little bit about our methodology when it comes to identifying those low-income customers, and then also our approach to, automating this experience to make sure it's the best experience for low-income customers. As I mentioned, we're solving those pain points low-income customers face, as well as utilities, and finding, reaching, and enrolling them. And so this methodology makes it a very seamless approach and seamless transaction. So first, we collect data. We collect all the data straight from the low-income customers, as well as utility data, such as payment data. And we take all that data and we use that to train our models. And our models then automate the experience by offering the right opportunity at the right time to those low-income customers. And it's just a virtuous cycle. It's always getting better, continually improving and learning to make those right offers at the right time. And that's it.
Thank you so much, Jamila. And of course, thank you to OPower for always being a wonderful member of SEEA. We appreciate you. If anyone has any questions for Jamila, we will have a Q&A here shortly. And you can also reach out to her directly. Next up, we have Ashley Wilson with AESP. Ashley, if you're ready. Go ahead.
I am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, thanks for letting me be a part of this opportunity today. My name is Ashley Wilson. I am the Director of Membership for AESP, the Association for Energy Services Providers. I've been here since May, and it's been a fantastic time so far getting to know all of the members and everything. We can go ahead and go to the next slide. So who is AESP? I think most of you may know who we are, because I think we've got quite a few of you maybe our members as well, which is fantastic. So I just really want to focus on some of the new things that we're doing for this coming year. We've got a lot of things coming down the pipeline that we've been working on while we've all been kind of sitting back during the COVID timeframe. But some of the new things that we've got going for our members is we've just started a Women in Energy group. We'll have executive cohort programs, which will be amazing to have in 2022. We'll be launching here, just starting off the brand new year, with an online community for our members, which will be an exciting way for you to share ideas and ask questions and really be able to communicate with one another. And there's so much more coming. We've got additional on-demand programs that we're going to be doing online. We will be in person for our conference in February, which will actually be in your all's area. We'll be in Nashville, Tennessee, February 7th through 10th. So we're super excited to be back in person to offer the educational programming there. Some of the things that we're looking to, we're expanding our educational programming into is EV and solar. So not that we're getting away from any of our stuff that we have done in the past, we're just going to start expanding some of the offerings that we've got now. If you want to go ahead and go to the next slide, that would be fantastic. So as a member of AESP, you have all these different opportunities to really get involved and engage with us. We do professional development. We offer you certification hours, networking opportunities. We have a library full of resources online for members to access and get to. We do host 2 in-person conferences. Typically, we do one in the February timeframe, January, and then what we call our summer conference as well. And so we'll be back in person in Philadelphia for that conference and at the end of August, early September. We do have instructor-led training programs online, and those are a wide variety of different programming opportunities that are out there for our members. We have on-demand courses, so you can sign up and take those courses whenever you want. And we are actually expanding this programming this year, so you'll see a lot of new courses that'll be added as part of that on-demand library that we've got. And if you didn't know, our webinars are free to members. We do at least 25 webinars a year to 30, just kind of depends on what we have available to us. But those are all free for members. Non-members are the only ones who have to pay for that one. And sometimes we do offer those free to non-members as well, just depending upon sponsorship opportunities and who the speaker is and if they want us to be able to open that up. The other really awesome part about being a member with AESP is you have the capability to really help develop the programming and put all your involvement in as much as you want with our topic committees. That is something that anybody that's a member is more than happy to join those 7 topic committees. We'll be converting those over to different topic committees this coming year, really kind of honing in on the areas that we want to focus on for the next few years with AESP. So those will change slightly. And then we've got 12 local chapters. I know that there's an amazing chapter down in the Southeast area, which is fantastic. And I think a few of you are on that chapter. So the other thing I would say with that is just get as involved as you want to be. You know, the opportunities are available to you, and we would love to have you network with us, be a part of those local areas, help you learn and expand and grow in the energy sector. And that's it. That's all I've got. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you for participating, and for AESP for being such wonderful supporters of SEEA and collaborators with SEEA as well. So thank you very much. Next up, we've got Brandon England with one of our newest members, Pathway Lending. Brandon, if you're ready, take it away.
Good morning. So I don't have any slides, but Pathway Lending is a CDFI located in Nashville. And so most of what we do is business lending for underserved markets in Tennessee. But we've also had an energy efficiency loan program for 11, 12 years in Tennessee. So we offer low interest rate. So 2% loans for 5-year or 5% loans for 10 years for all kinds of energy efficiency related projects and renewable energy. So we've made over $50 million worth of loans in that time period. So the reason we wanted to re-engage with SEEA is because we know there's a lot of changes on the horizon in the energy efficiency market and financing opportunities. We've got CPACE opening up in Tennessee. We all with the infrastructure bill, and there's just lots of things changing. So it's important to increase those partnerships throughout the Southeast so that we can really provide everything we can to promote the industry in Tennessee. So that's the reason we wanted to re-engage. But if you have any interest in finding out what's going on in Tennessee, or if you have projects you're looking at that may need financing, please reach out. And we're just trying to grow this industry as much as possible in this area.
Thank you so much, Brandon. And you're absolutely right. The financing is going to be increasingly more important. So if you guys have any questions at all for Brandon, please reach out. Next we will have Claire. We're going to go, we did have Partnership for Southern Equity. I don't think Alicia is on the line yet. So we're going to go ahead and skip and go over to Claire Cowan.
You're gonna slip on over to Slipstream. All right.
Slip on over. Yes. So
all
Claire.
right. And I am going to share my own screen because we've got some animation fun happening today. All right. Can everybody see this? Okay. All right, so I am Claire Cowan, Director of Program Design and Delivery at Slipstream. My role, I'm really focused on bringing our research work into new program services, developing innovative program offerings to capture new markets, new technologies, new approaches. So what I'm going to talk about today, we do a lot of things. We're an independent nonprofit. We're dedicated to accelerating climate solutions for everybody. I'm going to talk about electrification and financing, 2 of our areas of a lot of activity that might be of interest. And we are actively looking to partner with organizations. Tammy mentioned we just put together a partnership with Utility, which we're super excited about. We've worked with VEIC, Willdan, SEAL, Clear Result, a lot of the other folks on the call today, and that's really a key to our ability to expand our impact as a mission-driven nonprofit. So in electrification, we are really focused on driving market transformation through education and training, contractor engagement. All of our work really starts with research to understand all of the different pain points and education gaps in the supply chain and figure out program strategies and education strategies to address those. We're doing similar work with dealer outreach and consumer education around electric vehicles. I'm really proud of our all-electric new homes program in Northern Illinois, which I had a big role in researching, developing, and launching. And we doubled production last year and are set to triple it next year. So we're getting a lot of home builders on board with all-electric new construction that were not doing it before. And in the commercial electrification space, we're really trying to understand technologies like heat pump RTUs, VRF. We've got multi-state studies going on, and also trying to understand good strategies for reducing refrigerant leakage. On the financing front, we have been doing financing programs, administering those programs for over 20 years, over $650 million in loans over that time frame. We're super excited to be partnering with Utility to bring PAYS into our portfolio of inclusive financing options for customers, for utilities. And we have also been working over the past year to deploy a new loan origination system, which is Salesforce based. It's really a flexible, customizable tool, and it's going to make contractors really happy. They're going to have a mobile friendly tool that they can access on the go, look at their portfolio of projects, drill down and help customers with individual applications, communicate with our team in the field. And on the customer side, equally friendly, we've got third-party integrations that automate the process of ID verification, income verification, geo-eligibility, and credit checks. So it can be a really seamless process to eliminate a lot of the paperwork requirements that can be a real barrier for customer participation. So that's my time. Really look forward to talking to people about partnership opportunities.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Claire. And thank you to all of our participants today. Like, it was so good hearing more about your companies and what you guys have going on. I want to open the floor for a couple of minutes here. We are a little bit behind time, and I know you all have busy lives and busy calendars. So if anyone has any questions for any of our participants, do you just, come off of mute, ask your question. We'll give probably a few minutes towards this section. Any questions for any of our participants?
This is Cyrus. Can I ask, I'd love to hear anyone who has feedback on the following. We're seeing a lot of changes in the workforce, and we talk about kind of the investment that's coming through the infrastructure bill and potentially other places. I'm curious to hear from the businesses in today's room how you're faring with talent recruitment, what you're seeing in the marketplace. Is it challenging to get qualified people? Are you inundated with resumes? What's the status?
Hey, Cyrus, I can tune in on that one from VEIC. Actually, we're still getting great candidates. And obviously there's a lot of opportunity out there. One of the things, the one benefit out of this horrendous pandemic thing has been that we've actually found remote work can work. And what that's actually done for us is a lot of times open up so that we can consider people who are in remote locations without a problem. And that's actually really helped. In our case, it's also helped with some of our newer projects in kind of far-flung areas where, we're able to get people in those areas now and they don't feel like they have to relocate somewhere. So that's actually been a real benefit. Yeah, it's a hot market, no question. A lot of applicants, but, also a lot of competition.
That's great to hear. Thanks, Dave.
Yes, thank you. And I know Alicia with Partnership for Southern Equity joined the call. Alicia, are you there? Yes. Do you want to go ahead and present on PSE real quick for us?
Sure. I don't want to disrupt the meeting. It sounds like you guys are having great conversation, but if you'd like for me to, yes, ma'am.
Yes, we want to hear about the wonderful work you guys are doing.
Okay, thank you. Well, that's a beautiful cover slide. I think I sent a slide for just to show. So my name is Alicia Scott. I am the programs manager for the Just Energy issue area at the Partnership for Southern Equity. The Partnership for Southern Equity as a whole advocates for institutional actions and policy to advance racial equity in the Atlanta area and the American South. We have several other issue areas, but I'll focus on the one germane to this group, which is just energy. The just energy issue area advocates for the equitable consumption and burden of energy utility resources, climate change, clean energy, and environmental justice. And so we do everything from organize around the EMCs, which is our electric membership cooperatives in the state of Georgia, where there are the highest concentration of electrical cooperatives, utilities. We also advocate for racial and environmental justice across the American South, any place where communities of color and historically marginalized communities are being killed off due to groundwater poisoning, air particulate matter, and extractive industries like biomass. And of course, we are huge proponents of resiliency for climate change and the nation's clean energy transition. We do work at all three levels, federal, state, and local level. And we did do some big work around the infrastructure bill that just passed, as well as the Build Back Better bill that we are hoping will pass before the end of the year. There are three programs within our Just Energy body of work. The Just Energy Circle. Just Energy Circle is probably our most powerful program. It is the convening of big green, grassroots and local organization and community members, academicians, as well as NGOs. We meet on the third Friday of every month. All are welcome to come and sit in on those meetings, but we convene those organizations in an effort to support capacity building for our grassroots groups, as well as support the campaigns of allies and partners also working in this space. We do have a small budget within that program, and so we do allocate some of those resources to our partners so that we can help advance all of these issues. The Just Energy Academy it's our tool to recruit the next generation of community organizers and energy equity leaders across the American South. It is a 7-month professional leadership development program that will educate everyone. You can be an executive director, and we have had many executive directors, all the way to your neighbors next door. It helps educate the community around all of these issues. As many of us know, we are the experts in this field, but the average community at large doesn't know much about energy burden, as well as environmental justice. And so that program runs, applications are open now until December 13th, and I'll be happy to share that in the chat. We do teach how to community organize, how to power map. We teach participants what environmental justice is, what it looks like, how it works, who it affects. We also educate around racial equity. We open up all of our leadership academies with PSC has developed proprietary institutional training called Racial Equity 101. So we do open up all of our energy academies with racial equity training. And then we move into energy policy, climate change and how it affects marginalized communities, energy resilience, and community organizing. It runs from February, third Saturday in February to the third Saturday in August of every year. And then you graduate, we give you a nice pin to put on your lapel so people know that you've come through the Just Energy Academy. The Just Energy Summit is something that is going to be evolving into in 2022 into the Partnership for Southern Equity convening. And we will bring together all 6 of our issue areas, which advocate around just energy, just growth, advocates around the equitable development of infrastructure in marginalized communities. Our just opportunity issue area advocates for the economic mobility, access to capital, and economic inclusion for African-American and businesses and entrepreneurs of color. Our Just Health advocates for equitable health outcomes and community resilience that are affected by communities that are affected by climate change. And then we have our Just Solutions, which is our consulting arm. And then we have a youth arm, which is called Yes for Equity. youth empowerment solutions. And so that is us trying to bring young people into the fold so that we can pass the mantle. We don't want to do what the previous generation did, which is hold office until they're 70 years old and die. So we're trying to bring the young people in and actively prepare to pass the mantle on this advocacy work. And we're trying to raise up the next generation of leaders. And that is all. That's the quick and dirty. I don't want to take up too much time. And if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Alicia, and thank you to PSC for being such great partners with SEEA. Great resources there. If any of you guys are interested in your equity and justice work within your organizations, PSC is a great resource for you for that. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot more time for Q&A in this for Q&A for you guys anyway. So you have each other's information again. We will provide a list to you all after this session as well, where you'll be able to contact each other and ask. And we may have some time at the end for some final Q&A. So if you still have questions, put those in the chat and we'll try and get to those after the breakout. So with that being said, Sarah's also going to enter into the chat right now, quick survey link that we want to hear from you, see if this was a great session for you, if you like this type of format and being able to talk about your work and all the great things that you're doing. So please take a couple of minutes just to answer that survey for us so we know what to continue to do and if it works for you. I mean, we are a membership organization and we want to make sure that we're bringing value to your organizations and to your membership. So we're getting ready to start with our breakout sessions here. We'll probably only break out for about 10 minutes. I don't think that we'll need the full time, just so we can have a little bit more time at the end, hopefully for a couple of more Q&A questions. There was, in the chat, I believe that Darren Owens with Senator Ossoff's team did put his information there. I know he said that he, and Darren, and this is kind of off script here, if you want to talk just like 1 minute and tell everyone the work that you're doing with Ossoff's office, because I know you had either a question or a thought to add. Anything you wanted to say about the information you stuck there?
Yes, I'll keep it quick. My colleague Alex is on as well, but thank you so much, Pam, I think for the invite. We actually met at a PSE, a Partnership for Southern Equity event a few weeks ago. We're here in Atlanta. I think the senator is very interested and has been a huge fighter in the last year or so in the climate space. A few of the bills that are attached to the infrastructure bill and his solar manufacturing bill that's attached to Build Back Better kind of speak to his interest here in the climate space. We're new, we're still smiling and shaking hands and meeting folks. And so my contact information is there. I'm the special projects coordinator. I help folks connect to federal funding, but I don't have enough ripples in my brain to speak, I think, to the policy and legislative portions. And so feel free to connect with me and I'll connect you guys to our legislative team who are so much more adept at kind of speaking more intunely into the policy and legislation portions of what our office is doing. But we've worked, we're here in Georgia. I know the senator has worked really closely with Senator Wyden, who's really pushing wind energy, our office with solar, and some of the other senators and Congress members across the country to ensure that the broad, I think, intersectional portions of climate and energy are represented in future legislation. So my contact information is there. Don't want to take up too much time, but we're here, always open to continue to connect with folks.
Thank you, Darren. And yes, so his information is there in case anyone wants to reach out and hear about what legislation is doing as well. With that, Sarah, if you can go ahead and put us into our breakout rooms, we'll take Yes, thank you all. Thank you all for participating in the breakout. We had some really great sessions, a lot of great talks about wine in ours. So we'll do a quick report out of each of the groups here. And Sarah, because you split the groups up and I don't know all of them, if you could just give us a list order of who should go first, second, third, fourth.
Yeah, sure. So I'll just call on each of the staff folks that were in each one. I can kick off and then I'll just call out the next person. So we had a great group and we shared a lot of fun holiday traditions. But to speak specifically to the things that we're looking forward to in 2022 from SEEA, always more partnership opportunities, particularly around equity, but also electric transportation. We also had a plus for the building energy code adoption funding that's currently in the infrastructure bill. Yay. So as soon as that gets passed, and I know I plugged you, Maggie. We did say Maggie Kelly Riggins also very excited about that particular investment. And then also workforce diversity, just really plugging in to the diversity aspect of the workforce and making sure that what comes with this next investment from the federal government really supports everybody in the Southeast, I mean nationally as well, but for us, everybody in the Southeast. So that's what we had. And then I will pop it over to Ashley. I'm just gonna go in order on my screen. So Ashley, you're next.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. Well, one of the things that came up several times was federal funding and how to leverage that in the Southeast to really be impactful. We talked about financing models and education on that. We also, collaboration came up quite a bit. You know, how can we all work together on specific projects to really things forward. And then being in person, being together where we can, where it's safe to in 2022 would be great. But yeah, that's our group.
Thanks, Ashley. Maggie Kelly Riggins, you are next.
Yes, hello all. We had a great room. I was glad to hear that other rooms were talking about building codes too. As y'all know, those of you know me, that's my stuff. We actually talked a little bit about building codes as well, specifically in Florida, where there's a process going on right now, as well as a couple of other states, and really around technologies and electrification and how we can set up codes to best leverage these future technologies that are coming in. And then similarly to everyone else, not just what's in the federal funding, but for those who don't work closely with states or localities, what happens once it gets to the state level, right? Understanding the flow down of funds, where it goes, and how to support organizations and to engage and be able to get back to that. And luckily we had Darren from Senator Ossoff's office in our group. That's what they're there for, right? But luckily SEEA will be putting out a good bit at the beginning of 2022 to support with that. But it was great to hear not only, you know, what's all this money there for, but how do we help our other folks that we're engaged with around the region and around the country engage with those funds and be able to leverage those. So that was our group.
Thank you, Maggie. Next up is Pam. How'd your group go?
Yes, thank you. So we talked more about quarterly convenings. It was brought up like more opportunities like this to get together and maybe on a quarterly basis where we can share our resources and our expertise. And also more resource sharing. You know, Alicia brought up, as well as Arlene and Matt and David all concurred, that the resources that SEEA provides are so important. And so continuing to provide those resources to our members is highly valued. So providing more resources and creating opportunities quarterly for all of us to get together like this and to share expertise as well as resources. And wine, we talked about wine.
Thanks, Pam. And then last but not least is Amy.
Hello. So you'll see some repetitiveness across topics, which I think is telling in and of itself. So we talked about really, you know, we are an energy efficiency organization, but we've done work and should continue to expand and think about renewables and electric transportation. And really thinking about how developers, installers, everybody who invests in renewables, how they're doing this to ensure they're doing it the right way. You know, what are the programs? What are the standards? What are those best practices to ensure that it gets done right that the workforce is properly trained, and that we are really thinking about all new technologies in the delivery of that, thinking about infrastructure. How do we accommodate charging connections, and are connection sites the right size to even ensure connectivity with the grid? So all those sorts of things, hearing loud and clear, and I will let you all know we are returning to the conference, but that came up in our session, the value of SEEA's annual conference and how much it means to our members. That will be going on. We're planning for fall of 2022, so I can let y'all know that. And also that same theme of continuing to expand to address DER, DR strategies, and also SEEA's focus on DII as being absolutely critical to all of our work. And we got some kudos because folks feel Elizabeth had called out and provided kudos that SEEA really does exemplify and model what this looks like in practice. And then also another really good piece of feedback, if we are working more in a hybrid world with virtual things, reminding ourselves that not everyone learns the same way, and really kind of teaching and talking around the circle, as I like to call it. So in meetings, not replacing everything with written communications, understanding that there are a lot of learning styles that probably don't benefit always from written learning, and making sure that there is open dialogue, because that's so critical to the work we do. Ensuring that there are continuous ways to connect around our DII work. Of course, workforce development came up there again throughout those themes, not just with EV, but also addressing how the industry is changing, and how do we make sure that it's that we're powered up and fueled up to go with workforce development, but that workforce is inclusive and reflects our society. And then also considering the role of ESG, everyone's talking about it. How does that fit into energy efficiency, environmental impacts, DII, corporate governance and strategy? What are the roles, and how do data collections actually result in actionable, measurable results? And then of course, everyone on our group also, it came up, infrastructure bill, how huge it is and how important it is to leverage SEEA assets and resources, but also partner assets and resources to make sure that we can attract as much funding as possible to our region. And that includes application for grants across education, industrial improvements, energy efficiency, etc.
That's great. No, thank you. You guys, there were a lot of common themes there, which is good. That means we're all thinking about the same stuff. We'll make sure that we put some of these themes together when we send a report out of this meeting, and you'll be able to understand like what it is we'll possibly focus on. So thank you for giving us that feedback. Again, the survey in the chat, it may or may not have disappeared, but Sarah will put that survey in the chat for us. We have roughly about 15 minutes left. So we've kind of caught back up. Answer the survey, please, because that information is very important for us to be able to know what to continue to bring you. And so now, are there any additional questions? Any additional questions from any of you to either any of the presenters or to the SEEA staff? We're open here for about 15 minutes. Any questions?
Pam, if I may, I was just going to make a quick statement. So I wanted to thank you all for your participation today. It's been a really terrific forum, and I really enjoyed learning from all of you and was taking copious notes. We are excited to continue to expand these offerings to our membership. So special thanks to Pam for coordinating and bringing us all together. I also wanted to thank you all for your participation in those breakouts. One of my key goals for this year is to engage and embark on a roadshow of sorts. And so this really was the kickoff in terms of a virtual first forum to get your input. But we really want to be getting out throughout the region and not just be Atlanta centric, and find out and meet our members where they are and figure out how we can most and best address y'all's needs. So thank you so much for that. But I will end there and let y'all open it up for questions.
Thank you, Amy. Yes, your participation has been wonderful. Thank you for all of y'all answering the call when I sent those messages out. Nathan, you have a question?
Yes, actually I do. I was just curious, and this might have popped up maybe when people were presenting, I just missed it, but we are seeing a lot of interest recently over the
year or two with large commercial customers, like maybe Hilton or college universities, but mainly also industrial manufacturers, a lot that are headquartered overseas but have plants, facilities in Southeast, where they're looking more closely at strategic energy management and specifically actually the peak of the strategic energy management becoming ISO 50001 certified. So I was curious to know if any of the members are working with anyone, if that's something that's come across anybody's desk regarding ISO 50001 specifically. Just curious.
Hey, Nathan, if I can, this is Dave Gelman at VEIC. We actually do 50001 training actually under federal funding through the Lawrence Berkeley Lab.
Excellent.
So we work with a number of places there. If you're interested, reach out to me and I can connect you with our folks who do that.
Yes, I would love to do it. Actually, we're one of your, I guess, partners in that. We are also doing ISO 51 training through a funding mechanism through Lawrence Berkeley National Labs as well. But yes, I would love to connect just to know that who all is taking advantage of that program for their customers and providing that training. That's where we get into, providing the consulting and training efforts for various customers out there. Anyone else?
Yeah, hi Nathan, Ray Seegers at AEE. We also offer a ISO 50001 training and certification program for SEP and the other appropriate certifications. So check out our website. We'd be glad to help you as well.
Awesome, thank you.
And we offer virtual and live options there.
Awesome, thank you.
I love this information sharing.
Yes, that was very helpful.
And Cyrus also mentioned in the comments there, Nathan, that he's able to talk to you offline if you need more resources.
Will do. We'll connect, Cyrus. We've connected once or twice before, but let's talk about this. Yeah, thanks.
Anyone else? Any other questions? This is how I like bringing people together. I really like, this is the information sharing and the connections that I enjoy and that we miss not being together, right? So hopefully we'll be able to continue to provide more opportunities for you guys to do this. Any more questions? All right, going once. Going twice. All right, I think I have squeezed all of the 2 hours out of you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to our presenters and our speakers for today. We appreciate you all. We appreciate you all for being members of SEEA. Like I say that seriously from, I know, from my heart and from the hearts of our staff, like your membership gives us the opportunity to do the work that we do and continue to do the work that we do. So we could not do this without your support. We are so appreciative. Thank you all. Appreciate you guys taking the survey. We'll give you like 6 minutes back. I can't believe it. And most people went over 2 minutes and we still get 6 minutes back. I love it. So yes, we'd like to hear from you. Give us your feedback. Join us for the electric vehicle programs webinar on December 15th. A lot of you are doing this work now. This is going to be a great webinar. Go to our site there to learn more about what events are upcoming. And if you know of somebody who wants to become a member or you think should be a member of SEEA, introduce them to me. Just send me a quick email or send an introduction. We'd love to have them in the fold to continue conversations like this. SEEA is a collaborator. We are a convener, and we really want to hear more from other members or other people who necessarily aren't members right now. But if you're interested in membership, if you're on the call and you're not a member, or if you know of others who should be members, just reach out to me and we're happy to have the discussions with them. But thank you. Have a blessed day. If I don't talk to you before the end of the year, happy holidays. Enjoy this time with your family and friends. And we will see you next time. We'll see you on the 15th for sure. We'll see you then. Thank you all.